Hey everyone, it's Joe Beethoven, and at long last, I've come to the end of my journey as Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers. Well, that's not actually true. I haven't maxed them out yet, and I still haven't done the Claw Raid, but for the sake of force drama, this is the end of my journey as Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers. So, was it worth it? How did it end? Did it feel good to accomplish it, or did it feel empty? Is he still fun to play as I've upgraded him? Is he more fun to play? These are all questions that I will probably answer unless I lose track of my thought process. You know, my train of thought often derails, so I'll see what I can do. Alright, so jumping right in here, let's just say that in the end, yes, Spider-Man, I give him thumbs up for how he feels to play. He has a lot of fun in combat. As I've upgraded him more and more, he's become more fun. Completing challenges as him has been really cool. And in all honesty, as I've gotten better using the boost and swinging, thanks to a commenter who suggested that I do so, the swinging isn't as bad as I thought it was. I still don't think it's that good, but, you know, it's serviceable. I have more fun with it than I did at first, for sure. In all honesty, yeah, they did a great job making a new character, even though personally, I feel like he could have been better integrated. I really enjoyed playing as Spider-Man on this journey, through these videos. And, you know, I look forward to maxing him out and trying out the Claw Raid with him, as he is easily going to be the first character that I max out in the game. He is far ahead of all the other characters, including Captain America. Once again, my apologies to you. Oh, Captain, my Captain. I'm so sorry. But, still, the story, quote unquote. I know that I've said this before, but having finished it, I feel like this is just even sadder than I expected. I can't believe I actually thought maybe they would do something special with the ending of this, but this is just sad and pathetic. I mean, the final assignment, if I recall correctly, for Spidey is to complete a war zone with Ms. Marvel and Black Widow in the party. So instead of a mission where these two characters who are really important to Spidey in the course of his quote-unquote story, instead of having an actual mission with them, you just have to kind of imagine that they're having a story mission together because the challenge forces you to have them on the mission with Spidey. Luckily, I happened to choose a good villain sector for this final thing because it was a villain sector where I just fought a giant AIM robot at the end, so it felt kind of appropriate. But there was no Spider-Man dialogue or story of any kind, which is, you know, what they promised. No story missions, and it still sucks. But then it gets even worse. As it's wrapping up, as this quote-unquote story is wrapping up, we have this news report, and then for some reason, a conversation with Liz Allen where she looks really tiny, like she had just taken a Pym particle or something like that. I don't know what's going on here. I think she's meant to be just kind of far away, but she never looked like this before. So I think this is a glitch. Unless Spidey got big or she shrank, this looks wrong. It's kind of funny, actually. It's a funny way to try and wrap up this story, this really disappointing and completely lackluster story without any sense of emotional engagement. It just ends. And then Spidey has a brief conversation with some of the Avengers, which is not a cutscene, where he is invited to join them. He's like, you know, I'll kind of join you. I'll be around when you need me, which is definitely indicative of how Crystal Dynamics felt about adding this character. He'll be around, you know, he's happy to help, sort of. Yep, kind of meta, I think. Anyway, it's not even a cutscene. It's so brief, and then it just smash cuts to this final comic book cutscene where Spider-Man calls Aunt May, and he's in his new suit with no explanation for how he got his new suit. It's just, oh, he has one now. And he swings off, and that's it. The end. They couldn't even do one last cutscene, one last actual cutscene. And yes, there were more text messages to listen to, and they were just as underwhelming as always. Just, wow, they didn't even try. Look, there are so many moments in these text messages and ideas introduced in the different conversations with Liz and Raxton, still a dumb name. So many different things that seemed so interesting that if they had just taken the time to flesh them out in a few cutscenes or even one story mission, I think this could have been really, really cool. And it just isn't. There are some fun conversations with the Avengers that you might stumble upon, but that's it. The character of Spider-Man feels completely incidental in this. He feels like he changes nothing, and that is displayed perfectly by how abrupt this ending is. An abrupt ending, so abrupt that Remedy would feel embarrassed for Crystal Dynamics. And if you've watched my channel, you know that Remedy has a tendency to have really abrupt endings. Anyway, so having completed the quote-unquote story content for Spider-Man, which was also weird because it looked like the meter wasn't anywhere near done, and then suddenly it jumped ahead. I don't know if that was a glitch or just a trick to make me feel like there was a lot more content than there was, but it worked. I thought I was going to have a lot more time with this, and then suddenly it was over, but I digress. Having completed this story content, Spider-Man is going to get a 6.5, maybe a 7 from me in terms of rating him as a DLC for Marvel's Avengers. He is so much fun to play as. I want to make that clear. I really enjoyed it. And he got better and better the more I upgraded him. I enjoyed him more as I went along. But the story is just too painfully weak for me to give him a really good rating as an addition to this game. So he sits somewhere between like a 6.5 and a 7 for me. He's a big disappointment in many ways and a lot of fun in others. So it's kind of hard to say that I liked him. But there are things I enjoyed about him, so that's why he's not lower on the rating than he might have been. The final count is I ended up at level 26, if I recall correctly, and power level 143 with Spider-Man. Almost to the original power cap. He's almost ready for the Claw Raid. And I enjoyed getting him here. I enjoyed getting better gear, getting him ready to go for bigger missions. I completed a Tachyon mission, which was fun. So yeah, I feel like my Spidey is powerful. I enjoyed playing as him. I enjoyed getting him to this point. But I just, I can't say that I really enjoyed any of his story. It just felt frustrating and disappointing. But I will say PlayStation users do have a new fun character to play as, but Xbox players, once again, don't feel too bad because it is such a mixed bag playing as Spider-Man. But here I am at the end of my journey, sort of, with Spider-Man, and I can say that overall I had fun, even though I have so many problems with how they chose to integrate him. I enjoyed this. And if you're enjoying it, please comment below, let me know. If you're not enjoying it, that's great too. I'm somewhere in between, so I don't really mind whatever opinion you have. And once again, thank you all so much for liking and subscribing and watching the past few videos. Just wow, I've gotten so many views. It's been fantastic to see. I really feel so appreciative of how far the channel has come in just the past couple weeks. I hope you all have been enjoying it. And look forward to new content in the future. I know the Spider-Man thing kind of derailed my plans, so I don't really know what's going to happen. I'm going to have some more Avengers content as I max out Spidey and Cap and try to do the Claw Raid. Halo content is coming since Halo Infinite's almost out. It's going to be a while because I have a lot of games to work through in the Halo franchise, but we'll see what happens. Well, I don't know what the future may hold. I know that a lot of the things I said before will still happen, but it might take a bit because of how much work I've put into Spidey recently. But stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of great stuff coming, a lot of new Masterful content. I hope you subscribe and click the notification bell and join me as we continue on our journey together. All right, that's all for now. God bless you all, and I'll catchphrase you later. And, be sure to let me know how you feel about Spider-Man. I want to hear all about it, no matter how controversial it may be. Bye!